Yes, sir. What is up? What's happening? Welcome back to Thoughts of a Predicate Winner, where the sole purpose of this channel is to react to, review, and break down music that pulls on your heartstrings and makes your soul bleed. One artist that is very good at captivating those things is Ren. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to all the new members and everybody that came through to watch the video yesterday that I did on his Fire in the Booth freestyle, which I thought was amazing. If you want to see that, I think it's one video down from this one. And thank you guys for the new subscriptions and the new memberships. It really means a lot to me. You're helping my dreams to come true. And I just wanted to give y'all a real token of appreciation before we get into this video. With that being said, in the same way, now I have, like, y'all are kind of the icing on the cake. Like, the new subscribers are kind of the icing on the cake because we have been building a Renegade fan base for the past 4 or 5 months or so, and I've only done about 6 or 7 of his songs. There is a playlist where you can, on my channel, where you can go and watch all the Ren reactions that I've done, and I'm very impressed by his artistry, as I said in the video yesterday. But I want you guys to tune in, because in the same way that I do Tom Tuesdays, I'm gonna start doing Ren Wednesdays or Rensdays. You know what I mean? The kind of play on words there. And I'm excited to get into that, and that's kind of what I've been waiting on. I know he was sick for a little while, and I didn't want to be out here trying to, like, monetize and gain off of his, while he's in the hospital and he's sick. So I was waiting for, like, the clear to, you know what I mean? I just didn't want it to look like I'm out here trying to celebrate him while he's not doing well. You know, it didn't sit right with me, so I didn't do it. But I think this is a good time. You know, I think it's a good time to really kick this off and start getting it going. So this will be an introduction to Rensdays, or this won't be an introduction to Rensdays, but the video that I do tomorrow for Rensday will be the introduction to Rensdays. And I know about his song that's coming out on Thursday, or the live version of something that he's done before. And I'm excited to get into all of it. I really am. I'm excited to go down this rabbit hole. And I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate y'all in a proper way, not just through me going under y'all's comments and commenting thank yous. Like, I want you to know for real how much I appreciate you. Thank you. You make this possible. This is my dream job, to talk about music, to talk about hip hop, to talk about you know, not for nothing, I love Jesus. So I'm going to talk about Jesus a lot over here for those of you that don't know. I do normally find a way to interpret my faith into pretty much every video that has any kind of substance or meaning, and it's just because that's the way that I take it and the way that I articulate it. So without further ado, man, if y'all are ready, I'm ready. Let's get into it. This is Ren, Sick Boy. All right. You got to prepare yourself mentally for these Ren tracks, bro. Like, I got to get my bag. There was one of them that I did. I talk about it in the reaction too, where I'm just like, all right, hang on, dog. Let me gear my mind the right way, bro. Cause there's always underlying messages. I love High Ren. I really do. And this looks reminiscent of that visually, right? Like the gown and just, so I'm expecting something really dope here. And maybe I can share a little bit of my story as we go through it with you guys that are new. Let's go. That beat is hard. That beat is hard. We'll get to it.
Hi Ren, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology.
See, man, this is what they do. This is what doctors do. This is what the psychological doctors do. This is what the doctors do that are in society. There's a lot of good doctors out there, don't get me wrong. I'm thankful for the good doctors. But in the same way that I think there's like bad police out there, I think that there's bad doctors out there too that try their best, even when there isn't anything that's clinically really wrong with you, to clinically prove that something is wrong with you, so that they can start prescribing you things, so that they can use you as a test dummy, so that they can put you on pills and get you hooked on opiates and get you hooked on dependency drugs from a young age like Adderall, or to give you something that's going to literally deplete you from reality like a Xanax. Like they do these things specifically so that you end up getting hooked into this. And no matter what you are, it doesn't matter if you don't have ADHD, you're probably going to like Adderall. If you use it, you're probably going to feel like it helps you do better in life. Even if you don't have real anxiety, you're probably going to like Xanax when you take it, because you learned that there's nothing stresses you out. Sometimes stress is good for you. You got to get over it. You know what I mean? You have to figure out a way to bust through it. You have to figure out a way to move forward. Or just, the opiate issues, right? Like I'm in recovery. I'm 11 years removed from opiates, amphetamines. Like I was that kid at 10 years old that they were throwing Adderall on. Didn't realize that I had a dependency issue. And, I took it, and I realized when I started taking it, at first I was very uncomfortable. Like, I don't know what this is doing to me, but I don't like it. But when I hit my teenage years and I noticed, like, all right, some of this belly fat's going away, right? Girls are talking to me. I'm playing better basketball. I'm doing better in school. Music sounds better. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you attribute that to the pill. So every morning you get up like, all right, I got to go to school. I gotta have the pill. That's your dependency. Now, what that does when you grow into adulthood is it leaves you defenseless whenever it comes to attacking problems without a substance. So that's when I turned to opiates. I used to like doing opiates and amphetamines at the same time. But how did I get hooked on opiates? My back hurt one time. Just one time I had a little bit of back pain. That's it. That's all it took. You know what I'm saying? Like there was nothing that was really wrong with my back. It hurt. For whatever reason. Strained it, muscle strain, something like that. They're like, here's these, take these. Oh man, I love these. I don't feel no pain on these. So your dependency issue moves into another drug, and before you know it, you don't want to wake up in the morning without it. You don't want to shower without it. You don't want to shave without it. You definitely ain't going to work without it. And if you don't have a consistent amount that's being prescribed to you, you'll be out in the streets looking for the substitute in no time. That's just the way that it is, man. And that's what, unfortunately, there's a lot of doctors out there that don't care about these side effects particularly. They still want to throw these pills on you and gaslight you, essentially.
Eventually, your mind is making you sick.
Your mind is making you sick. So give them some pills. Hey, I like that. This beat is hard.
Sick
Let
boy,
it out.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy. Anabolic steroids, stem cell, poster boy, pass out. White noise, quick fix, snake oil. I'm about to break, boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain. Have another go. Take another pill. Here, take a couple more. Let's see how you're doing in another week or so.
Notice that line too. Like, come back in a week. Pay more money. Let's see how you're doing in a week. Take more pills. Let's see how you're doing in a week. Maybe we can change it up. Maybe we can add a couple. Maybe we can take a couple away over here and add 3 on this side. Maybe we need to toy around with your brain a little bit more, since your brain is what's making you sick. Come on, dog.
Pain, have another go. Take another pill. Here, take a couple more. Let's see how you're doing in another week or so. You'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show. Derealization, medical patient losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan. Complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation.
That's hard.
Toleration,
That's hard, bro. I love it. This is real hip hop, dog. This is real hip hop. This is the stuff that I grew up on, that I grew to love. Like, I'll never forget, like, when I was strung out on opiates, listening to Eminem's Relapse, where he talks about these back and forths with the demons that are in his head, and he portrays a story that's based around it so that you know exactly what he's going through. And whenever I got clean, I would always go back to that, like, to remember what it was like fighting and battling those demons. And I love stuff like this, bro. This is literally the best music on earth to me, is dealing with the psychotic nature of a demon that's inside of you that you're going back and forth with on a daily basis, because it's so relatable. It's literally relatable to anybody in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying?
Side effects will show derealization, medical patient losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown.
I love that building up a toleration part too, because that's a strong point. That's what I was talking about a minute ago. Like, eventually, if you're not getting a substantial amount prescribed to you, you're going to end up in the streets looking for something stronger. You know, that's how I ended up, you know, not for nothing. I'll tell y'all, I'll be honest with y'all. I went from opiates and pain pills and Adderall to being on meth and heroin. It seems like overnight. You know, it wasn't. It was a consistent growing basis of poor decisions mixed in with these dependency issues. And as soon as I could find it in the streets, I did. And it ain't like I turned away from the prescriptions, you know. And I would go in for my doctor visits, routine, you know, at least every month, so that he could give me my pills. And I just remember it ended up seeming like, even from 18, 19, 20, like a transaction. And I mean like a transaction between drug dealer and user. That's what it felt like. Like, all right, I'm here to get my pills. What's up? Heart rate okay? Cool. All right, here's your pills. Everything good? You liking them? They doing well for you? Like, it's transactional, you know? And that should never be how doctor visits are. I mean, if I'm paying $120, $140, $160 to come and see you, you better be checking into me for real. Like, are you really doing all right? Maybe we should do some blood work. Maybe we should figure out how this is. You get what I'm saying? Like, how do these mix? But nope. And I didn't even care. I liked it like that.
Feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground. I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound. I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Nah, because I'm looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown. That's just being jaded. Like, you're jaded in it. Like, okay, you can tell me that I have all of these issues. At this point, I'm just going to accept it. It is what it is. But there is something inside of me that's greater, that wants to push through, and I suppress it just so that I can continue to take these substances that you guys have put me on. That's sick. Sick boy, for real.
I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out.
This is good. Super creative. Great video.
And out. Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's it. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are sick. We are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick?
He's spazzing. And I talked about this in the freestyle, so I don't want to like overdo it, but like his ability to spit is full-fledged, full force. He's a really, really good rapper. But when he does it like this, and he portrays a picture, and he paints a visual for you, and he ties in the artistry into the raps, like, to me, I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for it in the worst way. It's my favorite type of music. I mean, especially talking about stuff like this. Like, I am a sucker for music like this because it helps me as a consumer of what he's talking about and of hip-hop music. This helps me as a consumer to feel like I'm not victimized, you know? It helps me to feel like there's somebody else out there that's gone through this. There's somebody else out there that's dealt with these types of issues. And, you know, on his account, like, you think about all the different pills that he has to take for his, for his sickness for real. And just think about, like, all the processes of going through doctors and doctor visits that he's really had to go through. And then you start talking to psychiatrists and you start learning that something might be wrong with your mental compared to other people that maybe they've talked to. But do you ever ask yourself something like as simplistic as this? Like, I asked the psychiatrist this one time. I said, has anyone ever come in here and not needed medication and consistently came back to you? And he was honest with me, and he said no. He had been in practice for 50 years. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick boy, looking for a fix, boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pic, boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift, boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke.
This is nuts. And now he's going into the music industry as if the music industry is kind of the same. It's all the same. It's like any of these corporations that are in these higher places that really put money into a machine and use that machine to push out product, whether that product be pills, whether that product be music, whether that product be movies, whatever that product may come out to be, there's evil behind it. And they toy with our brains. Look at the algorithms. Your algorithm is going to match exactly pretty much what you think, what you want to see, or what you want to argue with. But I always found it intriguing because I used to have a TikTok page. I still do. It's still up. I don't use it. But I had like 77,000 subscribers on TikTok where I used to do these little skits. I didn't do anything like this. It was just like little comedy skits. And I remember looking at my algorithm, and I didn't even follow anybody. It's just what the algorithm thought it should be, you know? And I remember thinking to myself how crazy that was. And this other video came up on TikTok explaining that on TikTok in China or Japan, I can't remember which one, their algorithms were fixed the same. And if it was by age. So if you were like 15, 16, your algorithm was geared towards, you know, self-defense, like karate, school stuff, like stuff to help you become smarter. And I think to myself all the time, like, America, we're obsessed with trash and we don't even know why. And you don't want to admit it. The first step in getting help is admitting that you have a problem. So I'll sit here right now in this very moment and say, like, I have been there where, like, I'm fiending for more trash to look at, more people to argue with, just so I can get, like, it's really getting your rocks off, bro, because you want somebody to hit that like button for you. You know, you want to feel like you belong somewhere. It goes into the same thing as my drug addiction, where, like, I took these pills because of these dependency issues. It made me feel like I belonged, when really I had this very artistic brain that they like to call ADHD, that just thought a million miles a minute about a million different things. And what I really needed at 10 years old was to have somebody teach me how to hone it. Because now that I understand what it is and I understand how I think, I'm 35 years old, now I use it as a superpower. I needed somebody to help me hone it. Who knows what I could have accomplished? I mean, I'm all about God's will, God's plan for you. But who knows what I could have accomplished in a different world somewhere if someone would have helped me just hone it and direct it and process it rather than feed it a pill to make me feel better. You know, this is great. Great music, man. Great music creates great conversation.
Backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I'm bleeding myself. I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
Listen to the flow, bro. It's so unique. And I talk about this in the freestyle video too, so not to keep reiterating points, but when, like, the accent thing doesn't bother me at all with Ren, right? And this is why, bro, because he's so good with the flow. He's so good with the percussion of his own voice. Like, he becomes his own instrument. So the way that the beat is riding out and the way that he's attacking these pockets in different variations, like, he's showing you in every direction that he's an instrumentation of himself. And I think that that's fire to be able to do. Only a few artists can do that.
We persist is like the ending of a
Listen to this flow.
As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. But when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I'm bleeding myself, I bleed in my brain. While I'm bleeding, I'm the reason, cause I'm doing the same.
I like that realization at the end. I'm bleeding myself, I'm bleeding my brain, I do it myself, whatever he said, bro. Like, that's the realization that, like, you play a part in this too. We all do. And that's what it takes to move forward. You can't fix these problems unless everybody in unison sees, like, all right, there's an issue. Or at least the majority, or let's just say it like this, on an individual by individual basis, you have to realize that there's a problem for you to make your way through it, for you to get through it. And I think that he did a really good job here, not just explaining all these things through lyricism, but also just by making it intriguing with the flow, with the beat. And I know that beat is, I think, well, at least I think, like, cause y'all keep telling me like Sick Boy is the beginning of the whole issue that he had with Cujo, right? So I have a homie, Silver Sky. He's a member to the channel. He was telling me, like, you know, if you really want to know the backstory behind this, you just need to watch the video that Ren did, and he sent me the video. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But the ability to draw your attention 100% into what he's saying, hanging on to every word like it's a cliff note, and just waiting for the final punch. He's a super special artist, man. And to be able to create these types of conversations as we listen to the music and as we go through it, that's what I'm here for. I don't care about, like, I don't want y'all to get confused about who I am, right? Like, my name is Nelson, by the way, for those of you that don't know, Nelson Hill. That's why you keep seeing hashtags like, what's up, welcome to Hill Squad, this, that, and the third. There's another Hill out here that will break these bars down so precisely for you. That's not what I do. I'm here to talk about the relatability thread, the feeling that you get when you listen to the music. And if you don't understand the music, I would like to help you to understand it from a relatability feel point, rather than look at how this triple entendre, like, that's just not me. I don't really care about the triple entendres. Like, I think they're cool, you know what I mean? But what really impresses me is heartfelt, pull on your heartstrings, make your soul bleed, like I said at the beginning of the video. And that's exactly what Ren does. And I believe that the first step in growing and getting through these things is just admitting that there's a problem that lies within all of us, every single one of us. Nobody is perfect. That's why we need Jesus. See, I told you I'm going to figure out a way to interpret my faith into the video. But that's why we need Jesus, because none of us are perfect. We need a God, the perfect one, to come down here in the form of man through his son and take the death that we should have had and the punishment that we deserved, just because we're all human. You know what I mean? None of us are perfect. We can't be perfect. And I think that in order to at least get through problems and to get through, you know, these different, just, you know, all these issues that pertain to you in life, you know that you have those conversations with yourself in the car sometimes, like you're driving down the road, like, you know what, man, I got to change this about me. Maybe it's weight. Maybe I need to lose a little bit of weight. Maybe I need to cut back on my drinking. Maybe I need to quit taking these pills. I would like to quit taking these pills. That little voice that's talking to you, that's the voice that you want to cling to. But in order to really drive that point home, you have to admit that there's an issue to begin with. And a lot of people really suffer with that. They don't want to look like the bad guy, so they don't want to admit that they have the issue. They want to be able to point fingers. So they might say, well, yeah, I know that the left just believes everything that they hear. Well, you know what I mean? Maybe it's time that we start recognizing that, you know, the right does a lot of the same, you know, or just whatever. I mean, place example here. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I think that Ren is just one of the dopest talents in the world. And I love watching his videos, man. And it's just dope. You know what I mean? It's just dope. Like, to be able to articulate your thoughts in this way and to really put all this art into it. And I still haven't felt let down at all by anything that I've heard from him. It's crazy. It really is. So yeah, man, I'm excited to keep on getting into him. And if you want to see any of my other reactions that I've done to Ren, check out my Ren playlist. And thank you guys for all of the subscriptions as of late, all of the memberships as of late. I see y'all. I'm appreciative of y'all. All the comments that y'all left on the freestyle video as Renegades, man. Y'all are super dope. Super dope people, man. I appreciate y'all more than you know. Just, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button. We're going to start getting into more of this. I think that we're going to do the Wednesday thing. So we'll do a Ren video every Wednesday. We'll be back to it tomorrow. And I definitely want to check out what he's got coming out on Thursday as well. And if you want to support this channel, the best way to do so is by memberships, super chats, super thanks, and Cash App tips, all of which you can find in the description under the video. And with that being said, man, thank y'all. Thank y'all for pointing me on to this one. This one is super dope. And I'm looking forward to going down this journey with you guys. And I'm excited to have you with me as I do it. So with that being said, I'm out. I'll see y'all on the next one. All right? Peace.